Hi folks, and welcome to the Bangkok Motor Show. I'm stood here at BMW, the BMW bikes. One of the new ones here, the RT, we'll talk about that in a second. First, if you come though, it's backwards from years past. So when you come in from the turnstiles, usually you go left, all the way left to go to the bikes. This year it's right, you gotta go right to go to the bikes. I found that out the hard way. Nobody told me, so I tell you. Anyway, it's a little bit of a disappointment this year with the bikes at least. I think the big story here is in the cars, which is why I may do a subsequent episode and go around and look at the cars. There's so much to talk about with the cars. The bikes, not so much. It looks like, though, everybody's here. The booths are smaller, especially like Honda and Yamaha. They have tiny booths compared to what they've had before. BMW, about the same. There's their new RT 1300. There's also an RT 1250 to look at, but the 1300 is the one getting all the attention, of course. Very nicely done. Great big, they've really stepped up on the LCD screens. Great big LCD screens. I don't know, about a foot wide. I don't know. I wonder if they give me a discount without the panniers. I don't care for panniers, but that is a very nice looking touring bike, nonetheless. I also kind of like this R12 behind me here. The forks look like they're off of a dirt bike or something, but very nice standard. You got the boxer engine that BMW is known for, of course. But really not a lot new. There are, I think, finally, the C series of these electric scooters are fleshed out. I think there's the CE02 and the CE04. They look like in years past they looked like prototypes. Now they look like you can get on these and take them for a spin. There they are. The 2 being the smaller one and the 4 being the bigger one. So everything's probably bigger, including the engine with more watts and all that. I'm not sure of the specs. I just don't know. You can see the charging port, though, goes right into the side there. I just don't know how popular these are going to be here. Their tried and true C400 GT is here. That's their petrol-powered scooter, and that's looking as good as ever. And it looks like it has one of the LCD screens now right off of the RT. So that might be something new. Another theme of what you'll find here. I'm going to walk over here. There's a Lambretta has a decent-sized display with a bunch of their bikes. But what you'll see, we'll look at in a minute, tons of electric, like Chinese copies of like Vespas, Lambrettas. But I got to tell you, I was very impressed with how they look, the fit and finish on. We'll see them in a minute. We'll stop at Zontes though first. They got some racing bikes over here. You know, the yellow with purple wheels seems to be a thing. Titanium exhaust, purple wheels, yellow, carbon fiber. It's a whole look. I see a lot of people doing their bikes up in that look right now. It seems like that's a popular look. The 368K and the 368D. The 368D is the small one. I don't know what you call that lipstick color. Again, with the titanium exhaust, some carbon fiber bits and bobs. Really looks nice, really set off very nice. So the custom shop did a good job with those. But the booth here, Zontes, very busy. Nobody's looking at those BMW CE series. Here it's packed. People looking at the 368s. Now, the big story for me at Zontes, these were from last year. I don't really see anything new in terms of the large maxi scooters. The 368K being the newest one. Came out mid-year last year. It looks like that's still the mainstay. The 368G would be their ADV. But this guy, the Super Adventure, is a proper touring bike. I believe it's a 703cc, a parallel twin, I believe. They're a little bit tight-lipped on some of the details on this. I couldn't even find anybody to give me a proper tour of it. But as you can see, it comes with all the stuff that's like the hand guards and the pannier brackets and all the things. The color's not bad either, that white, gray, red type color scheme. The front tire is a little lackluster. It just looks a little less aggressive than what you normally see. And I think it's probably only a 19, not a 21 inch. But nice look, a big aluminum rock guard on the bottom there. If they are stepping up and making these proper bikes, I mean, Zontes so far has kind of just flooded the scooter market, the large scooter market, and they've done a good job doing that. But if they're going to start doing that with proper type adventure bikes in that 700 series, that's the sweet spot probably. for the adventure bike, at least here. You don't really need a GS 1300. Although, yeah, if you got the money to spend, why not, I guess. But, I mean, the people that really want to get out and tour and something like that would be nice. I don't know the price. I'll see if I can get up, but I would think Zontes is known as a more valuable brand, and their goal is to take a similar competing bike and beat it by like $1,000. So I would say if you found something like a Yamaha, a 10 or A7, something like that, that's probably $1,000 less, or about 30 or 35,000 baht less. So over at Honda, ditto, not a lot new. And the booth is a small, like I told you. But here is my first actual look at the last of the big one, the big CB 1300. Same bike that I have, but this being the last year, they've done it in this black. And when I saw the black, I was so happy I bought mine in the used market and got the white with the red frame and all. But actually seeing it here in person, it's got a gray metallic two-tone tank. It looks nice. Doesn't have the red frame, doesn't have the gold bits and bobs on the engine, but it still looks very nice. It's got a different type of style. The seat is all new. I actually wouldn't mind ordering one of those seats. It would probably bolt right onto mine. It looks very nice. It's got the red stitching in the seat still. But last year for that. So it wouldn't surprise me, though, if they still have it next year, because it's not a big seller here. Here again, for Thailand. Little bit big for the streets here. But they still have, for example, 2024s that haven't sold. So you can get the old gray and blue, silver blue, whatever color scheme that hasn't sold. And I guess next year they'll have some of the black ones. The dealers by me don't have the black ones. It's the first one I've seen in the black. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else really new or earth-shattering at Honda. We had the Forza 750 last time. They have one parked right next to an ADV 750. They're getting a lot of looks. The African Twin, the Rebel 1100, there's just nothing else really new. And of course the 1300, CB 1300 isn't new, but it's a new look at an old bike, I guess you could say. Over at Triumph, I think the only thing new is the prices. Prices are definitely up, like the Scrambler. The Scrambler, part of their 400 series lineup. I think that's significantly up. It's over 200,000, it's 209. I think even the little speed, the 400 speed is 165 now. I thought that was like 145. So they're significantly up in price across the board. I don't know about the big Triumphs. My pick, of course, is the Speed Twin 1200. There's a nice orange one over here. Yeah, 668. I think that's more than that was too. That's for the RS though. That's probably what I'm thinking. The RS was always more, but that's kind of the one. Once you've seen that, it's hard to look at the other one. And the RS is quite a bit more money, to the tune of at least $1,000, I believe. I just caught this out of the corner of my eye before going over to Yamaha. I believe that's a new Street Triple for this year. 549,000 baht. I believe it's been redesigned. The front looks all new. It's a 765. It's got the red wheels. This one does anyway. A nice suede seat. I don't think a passenger's supposed to sit on that, but who knows? It's Thailand. Anything goes. But it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. And I believe, I don't know, that doesn't seem like a big price jump, but it does seem like an all-new model. Still got the 660s here, the Tiger and the Trident. The 900 gets a lot more spendy when you go up into the Tiger line, 648,000 as opposed to 360,000 for the 660. 660 triple's a great motor. The 900 is what it is. If you really need the extra, 300 cc's, maybe less than that even, to pay almost double, at least here, I'm not sure that's the move. Before we go over to Yamaha, there's not a whole bunch new, just a couple things. I mean, some maybe significant things, but anyway, we'll stop at Suzuki. And not a lot new here either. Well, they have the DRZ, which is a 400 single-cylinder, big thumper, enduro bike, a dirt bike that you can ride on the road. It's pretty large and in charge here. However, it's like, I think, way overpriced. 339,000 baht. I mean, for that money, you can get a Translap, a 750 Translap adventure bike. You know, this would be competing more with the CRFs and things like that. But you could buy two CRFs and have money left over for this guy. They do have the Suzuki 250. 150 V-Strom, which might be a better option at 179,000 baht. So still more than like a CRF, but I think that maybe is more built for the road than off-road. So it's more your road slanting enduro type bike, I guess. But I think the big story here at Suzuki are the new Raider. I call it the new Raider. The old Raider was like 150cc, 5-speed with a clutch. A good value here. I believe they phased them out because I saw some like final sales where they were almost giving them away 30, 40,000 baht for 150 Raiders, which was a great buy if you could find one. But these, that's a basic one back there, 59,000 brand new. Now, it's only 115 cc's. So they've come down on the cc's. Don't think it's a 150, it's a 115. And it's a little bit of a crossover. I love the blue though. I love the blue and the white graphics. It looks nice and racy. I think for Suzuki, a 115 Suzuki though, probably, knowing Suzuki, it probably goes more like a 125. But this one over here, they've made this for the show. Now this is the same bike as the blue one. The blue's a base one at 59,000. They can't give me a price on this one. They said it has every accessory. So if you buy the base one, whether it's blue or yellow or whatever, you can make it look like this before you leave Suzuki. Great big knobs. It looks like a poor man's dirt bike. So I tried to press them on it. I'm like, well, how much from 59,000? How much were the accessories? I think, here again, no solid answer, but I'm thinking the accessories are almost as much as the bike. So over 100,000 baht to get all the stuff, because it's exhaust, it's shocks, it's tires, it's everything. It's a handguards. It looks like a totally different bike. If you just saw this like I did, I thought it was a different model, but it's not. It's the same base model with every accessory on it, which is kind of cool. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. These all look like Vespas behind me. They're not. They're Decos. Deco electrics. But I gotta tell you, even right down to the colors, like that white with just a splash of gray in it, or the gray, it's almost an exact Vespa color. The style of them, everything looks like down to the millimeter of copies. But the fit and finish looks very, very good. I'll show you the specs on one. We'll just grab one at random. But 59,000 baht. So about half what a Vespa would cost, but they're electric. So I've seen some, they say they have an 80-kilometer range, which I guess is okay. 47,000 baht. We're getting warmer. but they're cute. It's got that Vespa look. In fact, I gotta tell you, if you saw one of these coming down the road, you might think it's a Vespa. It's that close, and the colors and all of that stuff. So maybe a cheaper alternative if you're just going for the look and you want electric. Now, if you want more of the real deal, over here, Royal Alloy has a really good booth compared to years past. I think some years they haven't even come, but they've got a special too. Their biggest seller, I guess, is the 150, and I think it's 94,000 at the show here. 94.5, I believe. There's one. The Grand Touring 150. Gran Turismo. You know, I think the longer wheelbase on that, I think probably it's more comfortable for two people than a lot of competing scooters. And a nice big fluffy seat. I mean, I don't generally like this style of scooter, but these seem to have a little bit bigger wheels and tires on them, and a little bit longer of a wheelbase. And it really stretches that. I think two people could actually be pretty comfortable on that. A big range of colors here. There's orange, there's grays, but all here again, beautiful bikes. Some very modern features in the switchgear, even though they look like kind of an archaic bike. Look at the headlights, look at the LCD screens, look at the switchgear. It's all modern, even the ignition, keyless ignitions, etc. So very nice, very nice. Some of them have this clear panel where you can see through. You can actually see the distributor. You can see all the little wires and all the bits and bobs inside. I'm not sure it's something you want to show off that much. It may be more of a conversation piece. But I think these, all the little details, like there you go, the little airplane on the fender there. Very nice. I like the red and white. The red and white with the white wheels really stands out nice. But I think Lana and I would be very comfortable on one of these going somewhere. I don't know, it seems like there's tons of room, more room than some of these cramped up scooters where you're going to hit your legs or your knees on something. Handway's turned up with a handful of 400s. They all look like cruiser style bikes. Some got different colors, some got passenger seating, some don't, etc. Over at Harley, we'll just cruise over here to Harley. They're here again, a small booth for Harley, not a lot going on. But they've got, the one thing everybody's looking at is their 117. They've got an engine like set off by itself here. The high output, this is what they call their high output, 117. And I look down there, 114 horsepower, and that doesn't impress me. I don't know if I'd even print that on there, 114 horsepower, because 117 cubic inches is just shy of 2,000 cubic centimeters, like 1,900 and some cubic centimeters. But look at the torque, 173 Newton meters of torque. Now that's quite impressive. But here again, it is a much bigger engine. But historically, Harley's not really known for the power, more for the style. More for that type of lifestyle. But they've got a lot of models on display here. 1.2 million, most of them start at 1.2 million. I like the Breakout and the Fat Boy. I think the Fat Boy starts at 1.2 million. But I don't really see anything new. I like the colors. I very like that blue on the Fat Boy. That's nice. Over at Royal Enfield, this is the first I've seen one of these. It's not totally new because the 650 Classic has been around for a minute. But I think this is the first time I've seen one in person. They've really done a nice job on these. Everything Royal Enfield comes out with, every new model gets better and better. Last year I was impressed with the Super Meteor, and they've got a new color scheme for that here. But this Classic now, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, the attention to detail. The prices are creeping up. So the Classic, though, at their 650cc level is the entry. That's 240,000 baht. And then it goes up to the Meteor series. They're more like 260. And then it goes all the way down here to the shotgun. Is it the shotgun or the Shogun? The shotgun. The shotgun and the Bear. And they're like practically almost 270, 269 or something like that. So, yeah, that's your higher end of the 650 line. I got to tell you, for the money, I would just have a Classic. Unless, I don't know if they have a passenger seat you can put on that. Oh, they have, okay. Yeah, so you can get a P-pad put on the back. But I don't even like the chrome, and I really like that red. I like the blue. Very nice, very nice. Now, one thing I was hoping to see here at Royal Enfield is the new Himalaya 750, not out yet. That's been a rumor. They have the new Himalaya, new last year Himalaya 450. I tell you, the 750, when that hits, that's going to be maybe a game changer as well. Here again, an economy brand, after starting to play in that deep end of the pool with the higher CCs, that could definitely be a game changer. But even this 450 Himalaya, the fit and finish is so much better than the old 411. I'm not a big fan of the gray garage floor paint, but it's done very well. And everywhere I look on there, there's no jagged edges. Everything looks nice. This seat has a nice two-tone gray to complement the paint. It's all thought out very well, and these are relatively cheap. So these are the kind of bikes, once people have them, they swear by them. A very cheap way to get into the adventure bike market. I think that's about it for the bikes. Ducati is here somewhere. I haven't found them yet. Kawasaki is noticeably absent. They didn't even come. We got to still go over to Yamaha. They were having a big to-do over there. We'll go back over to Yamaha now. So the big story over at Yamaha is the new R9 series. They've got two of them, a blue and a lovely red and white one. I think I almost prefer the red and white one over the blue. It's so fresh looking. Here again, not much of a pillion seat, but it's going to have that. It's going to have, of course, the engine out of the tried and true MT09. Which they have three of those here too, with different color schemes. They have the SP. They did put the turquoise wheels on the MT09 this year. I thought that was an MT07 thing, but apparently they're for the MT09 as well. They've got the new Aerox here as well. We looked at that, I think, over the summer. That's not really new. And that's it. Other than your sport bike version of the MT09, known as the R9, that's the only thing at Yamaha that I haven't already seen. So here again, that's why they have a smaller booth. It's like a down year. This is all cyclical. And you have years where everything's new, and then you have years where not much is new. It's one of those years. When you know it, I found Ducati. They were right around the corner. A couple new things here. First of all, they've got what's called the Desmo, the 450 Desmo. So Ducati's getting into the dirt bike thing. They've actually started. The bike's not for sale here yet. It's just for the show only, but they actually have been racing in motocross. So there's Ducati getting into motocross. The guy I talked to hinted at maybe a 250 coming as well. But the 450 here looks very nice. This is not going to be an enduro though, and motocross only. So no headlight, no license plate, no riding on the road unless you're wild and crazy. Probably my favorite bike of the group right back here, the 698 Motard. Now, almost just shy of a 700cc, single cylinder. The pistons are about the size of paint cans. Dual exhaust out the back. I really like that. But here's the thing. The bike only weighs 150 kilograms. The true hooligan. I think it's the hooligan bike of hooligans. It's just insane. Now, they've got a new wheelie control the guy was talking to me about, where it holds the exact angle, a precise angle. This is all Italian engineering now. It's all electronic, computer controlled. So apparently you can give it a good rogering, and it's not going to come back. It will not come past a certain angle, and you can ride that wheelie to completion with peace of mind. So he says out of all their bikes, it's the only one that has that degree of wheelie control. I think it's probably the one you need it on the most. It's a wheelie machine. But, he also told me they have the box, when you buy it, there's foot pegs for the rear passenger in the box. I thought it was only a one-person thing, but you could actually put a second person on there and install the foot pegs. What else they got here? The V4 Diablo. Wow. I like that red. It's a different red. It's a deep red, like a kind of a metallic cranberry. Very nice, and the great big 4 bulbous exhausts pointing out the side. The Monster isn't new. That was new last year, the Monster SP that's here. Other than that, not too much new here again. But anyway, the dirt bike, nice to see, and a surprise to see a full-fledged dirt bike at Ducati. And a nice little booth here that they had, definitely worth a look. I don't know, probably not for me. I like Ducati. It's one of the bikes I'd like to own, but it's just, my common sense won't let me. I know repairs are a lot of money when you buy them new. Especially here, they lose a lot of their value. You can buy a used one pretty good, but then you're looking at it, parts and how you're going to get it fixed and who's going to work on it, yada, yada, with the dealer network being a little bit taxed or not what it used to be. Anyway, I'm going to go find something to eat. If you're coming to the show, I would recommend just parking outside. We got into this. I wanted to come yesterday on Media Day, but we had the fireworks in Pattaya, and we would have had to been up here all day and then go back and do that. And so we decided to do this on Saturday. Saturday is one of the busiest days to come. As you're watching this, you have all week and the next week, following weekend to come. If you can come during the week, that's better. If you come on a busy day on a weekend, if that's your only option, maybe steer clear of those garages. We wasted about 20 minutes in a garage looking for a space that didn't have a space. We couldn't ever find one. And we ended up parking in some dirt lot for 20 baht. A motorcycle taxi will bring you almost right to the door. That's the move. I think it was 100 baht to park. It's 100 baht to get in per person. It's 100 baht to park in the dirt lot. I don't know about the garage. And 20 baht for the motorcycle guy. I don't know if he'll be here to take us back, but it's not that long of a walk anyway. But it's just a little convenience thing. Anyway, if you come to the show, have a good time. Turn right for the motorbikes, not left. And maybe next time we'll look at some of the cars. I'm going to go eat, and then we'll see what there is to see in terms of all the cars here.
I saw these on my way out. They were actually in with the cars, not over by the motorbikes, but it's the Tromax. This is the, I believe, the MC05. It's a 2,500 watt all-purpose little bike, but only about 40,000 baht, I believe, for these. Top speed only about 70 kph, but with 2,500 watts, electric motor probably gets there pretty quick. It probably accelerates at least on par with, say, a 125 gas scooter. But they're nice and narrow. They're lightweight. They sit up nice. Be perfect for like in and out of traffic in a place like Pattaya. I thought just getting around Pattaya, this would be perfect. Inexpensive. as long as you can charge it. I know I could have charged it at the place I used to live there, but a lot of condos and things may not. But you can bolt the top box on there and off you go. Nice little cheap transportation. They also make a 12,500 watt version if you want to get crazy, but they're over 200,000 baht. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Something else next time. But for this one, I gotta leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.